Good morning, sports fans, or football fans, because we don't do other sports or football in here. But welcome in this morning. I am Chris Gallivan. I am the host and founder of this YouTube channel of Anything Football. That is the name of this YouTube channel where we talk about anything football. Not very complicated. Um, as I said in the first video, we will talk about anything football related, whether it's NFL, college, high school, X's and O's, offense, defense, game plans, coaches, whatever you name it, whatever you want to talk about, we'll do it. I don't have any personal thing against anything you want to talk about. We'll knock it out. Um, Before we get started, though, I will say real quickly, last Monday was my very first video that I put out. I was pretty proud of it. Got some likes, got some subscribers. I am green to this YouTube channel and how all this works. So quality of video, not so good, subpar at best, but it will get better as time goes on, I promise you. So if you do like and you want to be a part of this channel, hang in there. I do ask, though, that you, when you view this video, if you do like it, again, hit that subscribe button, like it. If you got a comment, leave a comment below on the YouTube channel. If you want to leave me a comment on Facebook, you can look me up at Chris Gallivan, or if you want to tweet at me, you can tweet at Chris Gallivan 5. Leave me your comments. Tell me what you like, don't like, where you think I can improve, whatever, anything that's on your mind. Even if you want to criticize me and tell me I suck, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, okay? Because we're here to talk football. I'm here to give you my opinions, and hopefully you guys will appreciate it and like it. If not, that's fine. That's okay. So, I know Monday I said that I was going to break down the Super Bowl this week, but over the last 3 days, I decided that I was going to have a change of heart here. I'm just adjusting my mic volume here so it doesn't come off as muffled or anything. So, I was going to talk about the Super Bowl, as I said, and I decided to change my mind because over the past week, watching all the sports analysts, the national sports analysts, ESPN, Fox, all those people on there, you know who they are. We all know that the Super Bowl has come down to the Buccaneers and the Chiefs, and everybody seems to be heavily fixated on Tom Brady v. Patrick Mahomes. And I hope it's a good Super Bowl. I really do. But as I said Monday, I'm pro Tom Brady. I hope Tom Brady wins. Yes, that is a bias against me because the Chiefs basically, used the Buffalo Bills as toilet paper to wipe their backsides with in the AFC Championship game. Now, I have my thoughts on that game, and I was going to do a breakdown of that game, but I decided, you know what, I don't feel like getting aggravated today. It's Friday, I feel good, I don't want to get heated. So for the past week, I was listening to these sports analysts, and I gotta say, I really gotta say that sometimes I think that these sports analysts are just ridiculous. I don't know if they're paid to be controversial or adversarial, if they're paid to be objective or biased or unbiased. I don't know. Listening to some of these people, I some of the stuff that just comes out of their mouth, I sit there and I rack my head against the wall thinking to myself, why would you say something like that? That is just, it's stupid. And the biggest thing of this past week, and going back last week, is the notion that Patrick Mahomes is, as of right now, the GOAT, or eventually will become the GOAT. For all those people out there that don't know what the GOAT is, it's an acronym that stands for the greatest of all time. A lot of sports analysts, one in particular that I can't stand listening to, but I do, who's a total Chiefs fan, so his bias is, huge. He claims that Tom Brady was the GOAT, but if Mahomes were to win the Super Bowl this week, that Patrick Mahomes would become the GOAT and should be recognized as the greatest of all time, as well as the best quarterback that has ever played in the NFL. I'm not making this stuff up. This is what this idiot said. And you got a few other sports analysts that go out there and they say the same thing. And, in today's sports media, it's all stat driven, okay? It is all statistics. It's all analytics. I am not a big statistic fan. I am not a big analytics fan. This game is played based on emotion. It really is. You game plan, yes, but I don't know any coach that sits there in the heat of the moment when it's 4th and 1, and they go, well, what does the analytics say? Well, when it's 4th and 1 and we're on our own 30-yard line, we got a 30% chance of making a first down. I don't put stock into that crap. It's a game of feel. You feel your way. You watch how the game goes. You can study the game as it's progressing. You can see if a team is playing up to their game, if they're not. And ultimately, as a coach, you watch the game as it unfolds in front of you. That's why they make adjustments, and you make decisions. Bill Belichick said, he says, I'm not afraid to go for it on 4th down if you give me the confidence that you can make it. And it doesn't matter where on the field, he does it. Now, that doesn't mean he's looking at analytics and going, well, what does the analytics say? He doesn't care about that. He tells his team, listen, if you think you can give me the confidence that you can go for it on 4th one and get it, we'll go for it. So that's what I mean by, in-game feel. But again, this is a stat-driven league when it comes to these analysts. They look at stats, and the problem I have with statistics is you can literally make a statistic up for anything. All right? You can go to any stat.com website, find a statistic to make your case, and it is irrefutable. And stats are constantly changing, okay? There are some stats that are absolute, yes, winning percentages, wins, losses, interceptions. Those stats are irreversible. They either go up or they go down, or they stay the same, but they're absolutes, You can't hypothetically say that, Tom Brady threw 10 interceptions this year. If Tom Brady threw 10 interceptions, that's what the stat is. The problem I have with this, though, is the notion that these analysts are saying that Patrick Mahomes is potentially the GOAT, or some of them already have deemed him the GOAT, or after next Sunday's Super Bowl, if he wins, he will become the GOAT. I mean, come on, people. Is anybody out there really buying that stuff? Now listen, I'm not knocking Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a good quarterback. In my opinion, he's somewhere between good and great. He's running that line right there. That's where I put him at. And yes, I know what he's done in the first 3 years in the league. I get it. I'm going to go over some of that stuff. I am going to quote you some stats on this, even though like I said, I'm not a big stat guy. But let's be honest. Do we really think that Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady? Okay, maybe right now he is. Tom Brady's 43, though. Patrick Mahomes is 25. Okay? Huge difference. Okay? 20 years ago was a different story. If Tom Brady right now were 25 years old and Patrick Mahomes 25, it'd be a different story. But before I go into stats, let me just break some things down for you guys, okay? So you guys, maybe you know this, maybe you don't. Hopefully you understand this, But let's take the first 3 years of Patrick Mahomes' career, okay? First of all, the Kansas City team was already assembled, was already put together, all right? Tyreek Hill was there. Kelsey was on the team. Watkins was already there. Pringle was already there. You got the best tight end in the league right now with Kelsey, as I said. You got the fastest receiver, one of the best receivers in the league in Tyreek Hill. He was there. You had a defense that pretty much was already there. The only really changes they went and made was going out and getting Edwards-Helaire, the running back, and going out and drafting Mathau from LSU. Excuse me. So not a lot of change went on with the Kansas City Chiefs. That team was already in place. When Alex Smith was the quarterback, when they drafted Mahomes, guess what? They were in the playoffs. They think they made the playoffs the last 2 years that Alex Smith was the quarterback there. That team was already in place and already set. Oh, and not to mention the fact that the whole time they had a Hall of Fame coach, a future Hall of Fame coach in Andy Reid. Guy's an offensive guru. A coach who just knows how to get the most out of his quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, I don't think Andy Reid has ever had a bad quarterback in his tenure as a head coach. He's had Donovan McNabb for all those years in Philadelphia. He comes to Kansas City. He's got Alex Smith. They draft Mahomes. He's never had a bad quarterback, okay? So, yeah, a team already making the playoffs, and in comes Mahomes. They draft Mahomes. He comes in. Yeah, he's what they needed to put Kansas City over the top and to get him into the Super Bowl. I'm not taking that away from Mahomes. Again, this is not a slight towards Mahomes. It sounds like it is, but it's not. Okay, because I thoroughly recognize everything that Mahomes has done. I congratulate him. But let's be honest. He's playing on a Super Bowl caliber team. Okay, I dare say any top 5 quarterback that was on that team would have the same results. If you put Aaron Rodgers on Kansas City, he's having the same results. If you put even Roethlisberger, he's having the same results. Okay, Tom Brady on the Kansas City Chiefs having the same results probably. Even Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, put him on a team, he's probably having the same results. Why? Because it's a Super Bowl ready-made team when Mahomes got there, and they got a future Hall of Fame coach in Andy Reid. So the first 3 years, we know that Mahomes missed the Super Bowl by, 1 point or something like that. They were a few plays away from going to the Super Bowl. Following year, they win the Super Bowl. This year, they're in the Super Bowl, looking to win. Mahomes is looking to win his second Super Bowl, Andy Reid's second Super Bowl in the 3 years. Right now, the Chiefs are 25-1 on their record so far, which is exceptional. I don't think no other team in the NFL has ever done that. I know statistics show that no team, Mahomes, no quarterback has ever no quarterback has won 2 Super Bowls in the first 3 years of their tenure in the NFL. I get all that. But again, as I said, that is a Super Bowl ready-made team when Mahomes got there. Mahomes was just extra push they needed to get over the hump and to start dominating. I don't think this team is going to be a dynasty like the Patriots were, okay? So, we'll see what happens come next Sunday. But again, as I said, this notion that he's the GOAT, or he's somehow better than Tom Brady, or will be better than Tom Brady, that's hypotheticals. Now, am I here to say that he will be? No, I don't know. Who cares? I don't look down the road, and look to the future and say, well, if Mahomes continues on this winning streak and continues being this kind of success, he is going to be the greatest of all time. The problem I have with that is I've just seen over my years players come out, have instant success, and 5 years into their career end up really being not amounting to anything. I really thought Sidney Crosby was going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. That's not the case. Everybody knows there's no such thing as Wayne Gretzky. Everybody thought, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, was going to be the next Michael Jordan. Nah, didn't happen. Kobe was a great player. Everybody's saying the same thing about LeBron James now. Oh, LeBron James he's Michael Jordan, or he's better than Michael Jordan. Argumentative. In my opinion, no. There will never be another Michael Jordan, just like there will never be another Wayne Gretzky, just like there will never be another Tom Brady. So now, even though I got done ranting on the Chiefs, Mahomes comes onto a already made Super Bowl caliber team, which is why he's enjoying the success that he is enjoying. Let's look at the Patriots' first years, 3 years, okay, when Tom Brady took over, okay. Tom Brady was a rookie year, which Mahomes didn't do, went and won the Super Bowl, okay, with Bill Belichick. Now, yes, you could sit here and say, well, yeah, he had Bill Belichick. He had Bill Belichick. Well, first of all, Bill Belichick was novice as far as being a head coach. Remember, he was a defensive coordinator for a very long time with the Giants, okay. He took the head coaching job as the Jets for a week and then resigned. And he was only in Cleveland for about 3 years, I think it was. And then he was either let go or he resigned in Cleveland. So he didn't have a lot of head coaching experience. So it's fair to say that when he became the head coach in New England, him and Tom Brady were both new to their positions, looking to make their mark. And they did, because they won 3 Super Bowls the first 3 or 4 years, first 4 years of Tom Brady's career. But go back to that team. Go back to those 3 Super Bowls. What kind of offense did the Patriots have? Not a good one. Can anyone name a top 10 wide receiver that they had on the team? No. Troy Brown? No, not really. They were average receivers. There was no standouts. It wasn't until Randy Moss years later came onto the team. But it wasn't an explosive offense. They didn't have one of the greatest tight ends of all time on the team, or a receiver like Tyreek Hill. That was a pretty average offense, if you ask me. It was just good game planning. That defense, however, New England's defense was stellar. I think the first 3 Super Bowls, you could make the argument New England's defense won the Super Bowls for them. But again, the game was different then than it is now. I get that. But when you look at the teams, the first 3 years Tom Brady was with New England, the first 3 years that Mahomes was with the Chiefs, I think anybody would tell you that the Chiefs are a far better team than the Patriots were during those 3 years, the first 3 years of both those quarterbacks' career, okay? I hope you're following along with this. Mahomes has excellent receivers on that team. Excellent, fast, good receivers, and a fast tight end. One of the best, probably top 10 receiver, maybe top 5 tight end in Kelsey. Who did Brady have his first 3 years? Nobody. I think they had, I don't think Falk was there at the time. Again, I didn't go back and look this up. I'm going off of memory. And I really don't care, because I can still make the argument. I'm just laying the foundation as to why I still believe Tom Brady is the GOAT, will forever be the GOAT. So there you go. The first 3 years of both teams laid out with both quarterbacks, okay? Now we fast forward to today. Patrick Mahomes has 1 Super Bowl, on his way to possibly winning a 2nd Super Bowl. Tom Brady has 6 Super Bowls. This is his 10th Super Bowl he's appearing in, okay? Why do I think it's too early to name Mahomes as the GOAT, or will become the GOAT? Because of what I just said. Tom Brady has 6 Super Bowls. He's appearing in his 10th Super Bowl. Okay? He pretty much owns almost all of the statistics that quarterbacks can have. Patrick Mahomes has barely scraped the landscape of that. Okay? Now, that is not me saying that Mahomes can't do it. He is certainly a good quarterback. I remember watching him with Texas Tech. He is certainly a very great quarterback. He's definitely got the skills to do it. Time will tell in the next 3 to 4 years when the organization makes changes. Some receivers, maybe Kelsey retires. I don't know. That they have to go through changes and drafts and free agencies. Who knows if Andy Reid, along with Mahomes, they can sustain that level of success? Okay, time will tell. We already know Tom Brady, for 20 years, sustained that level of success. His track record proves it. Now, for those people out there that want to say that are Mahomes fans, want to sit there and say, well, let's see what happens in 20 years when Mahomes hits his 20-year mark, and, we'll see where they're at then. Well, okay, yeah, we will. In my opinion, I don't see Mahomes achieving anything close to what Tom Brady has accomplished. Yeah, he might eclipse some statistical records along the way. But again, when you're talking about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, you can throw the stats at me all you want. And I'm just going to sit there and say 6 Super Bowls over 20 years. If you haven't eclipsed that, if you don't even tie it, in my opinion, you're not the GOAT. Now, quarterback is the most debated topic as far as who is the best quarterback of all time, because there's so many factors that play into it. You could throw stats in there. You could throw championships. I mean, again, that's why I don't care for stats, because you can always make your argument to prove your point. You can sit there and make up something silly like, well, Peyton Manning, for the 5 years between this time and this time, his winning percentage was better than Tom Brady. Who cares? I don't care for stats. So when you come at me and say Mahomes, oh, they're 25-1, well, he's on a Super Bowl team. Again, that team was tailor-made, ready to go to the Super Bowl. The only thing missing was Mahomes. Tom Brady didn't have that his first 3 years. So I don't care what the stats say. The only stats I care about are championships and wins. That's it. Okay? You can sit here and say, well, like I said, Chiefs 25-1, or the Chiefs, no quarterback has won 2 Super Bowls in his first 3 years. I don't care. He hasn't won 6. If you were to ask me my opinion and to project the future of Patrick Mahomes, I am going to tell you I will give him another 4 years in this league before there is a downslide. Because the NFL, in today's NFL, when teams like the Chiefs come out of nowhere and start blowing teams off the field, it's only a matter of time for the rest of the NFL to catch up. They start locking teams down like that, and quarterbacks don't have that success, okay? And just look at the track record of the NFL over the years when it comes to quarterbacks. Everybody was saying the same talk about Baker Mayfield. Now, Baker Mayfield is not on a championship team like Mahomes is. Cleveland is good. They're getting better. They're getting good. But you can already tell by the play of Baker Mayfield, he is not going to be an elite quarterback. Okay, he's going to be good. He's probably what Cleveland needs to get them, into playoffs, maybe get him a Super Bowl ring. But he is not an elite quarterback. These quarterbacks like Ben Roethlisberger. Is Ben Roethlisberger elite? Debatable. He only has 2 Super Bowls. People want to say, well, Ben Roethlisberger, he's an elite quarterback. He's top 10 of all time. Yeah, I don't know. It's debatable. Joe Flacco has 2. Nobody cares about Joe Flacco. And that's my point. You don't know what the future is. So for these analysts to go out here and say that, oh, I think right now Patrick Mahomes is better and will be better than Tom Brady and will be the GOAT. He will become the GOAT. And if he wins his 2nd Super Bowl, I think we need to have the discussion that he is the GOAT and forever will be the greatest quarterback of all time. Whatever you have, pass it over, because I want some of that. Because I think that's just an absurd, ridiculous statement to make. There is an absolute clown, sports analyst clown, who is a 100% Chiefs fan. He's from Kansas City. He's on one of the major sports talk shows on Fox 1 or Fox Sports, whatever you want to call it. He's on a panel of 4 other people. And I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. This guy is a Mahomes freak. He loves Mahomes, okay? He's so far up Mahomes that if he spits, it's coming out of Mahomes' mouth, okay? This man had the audacity to come out here and say that the Kansas City Chiefs are the greatest Super Bowl team ever assembled, and that Patrick Mahomes, if he wins next Sunday in Super Bowl 53 or 55, I think it is, will be the greatest of all time. Yeah, I know. I remember as a kid when I was growing up, when I sat there and said, Jim Kelly's the greatest quarterback of all time. Thurman Thomas is the greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah, I said that when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. But as I got older and I became more aware of the NFL and the players that were playing back then and the players that play now, Bruce Smith, in my opinion, is the greatest defensive end of all time because he has the all-time sack record. Okay? That alone puts him at the top. But, again, you can make the argument that maybe Reggie White was better, or, you can say Lawrence Taylor is the best defensive player of all time. Lawrence Taylor didn't play defensive end. I said defensive ends. The greatest defensive end of all time. People will, again, this is where statistics come into play. Well, if you look at statistics, blah, 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 blah. I don't like statistics because, again, statistics can be manipulated. You can make a statistic to prove your case, and you're always going to be right. So where was I? So Mahomes right now is on fire. There's no question about that. Okay? He is doing great things in Kansas City. But as I said, that is a Super Bowl team already tailor-made for Mahomes. Okay? You've got a Hall of Fame coach, potential Hall of Fame coach, guaranteed Hall of Fame coach when Andy Reid retires. Okay? The guy knows how to work with quarterbacks and get the most out of them. Okay? Tom Brady, he's in Tampa now. And here's another reason why Mahomes will not be the GOAT. Everybody thought Tom Brady in his tenure in New England was a product of the Bill Belichick system. Well, that's why, because he's got Bill Belichick as a head coach. Well, he's in Tampa Bay. And his first year in Tampa Bay, they go to the Super Bowl with Bruce Arians as their head coach. Now, is Bruce Arians going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point? Yeah, probably, but not as a head coach. He is nowhere on the level of great head coaches, okay? But he is a good coach. But what does that show? Look at last year. Last year when they had Jameis Winston, I think they made the playoffs, but they weren't on nobody's radar. At least not till Tom Brady got there. And what happened? What did Tom Brady do? Now, yes, Tampa's got a good defense. Brady is surrounded by good receivers in Godwin and Evans. He's got Gronk there, although Gronk is really not that effective other than for blocking. They got Fournette running the ball. So, Tom Brady has become more of a game manager. Don't turn the ball over. Don't throw interceptions. Although he did throw 3 interceptions in the last game. But they still managed to win. Tom Brady is still clutch when it comes down to it, okay? This is his 10th Super Bowl. He's won 6 already. You can't even talk about Mahomes and Brady in the same breath. You can make the argument, you can say right now, Mahomes is the better quarterback. Right now, yes. Somebody's got to own that statistic. Somebody's got to own that. There's always going to be a player that's going to own a statistic of some sort, okay? Statistics don't just come out of nowhere, okay? They're created, they're made, okay? Somebody has to own the best statistic or the worst statistic, and statistics are ever changing. All the time there are new statistics coming out of nowhere and being made. They got to be attached to somebody in the NFL. So yeah, statistically right now, Mahomes is playing better than Brady. And just look at the eye test right now. Just use your eyes. Common sense. Anybody can just look at the two teams and say, yeah, Mahomes right now is playing better than Tom Brady. But again, this notion that he's better than Tom Brady, or will be better, or is better, will be better, is better, always has been better than Tom Brady. If you're an analyst out there and you're saying that, you're crazy. You're just absolutely crazy. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Hands down, no question, he's the GOAT. This is coming from a Buffalo Bills fan, a diehard Buffalo Bills fan, where for 20 years I had to sit here and watch Tom Brady own the Buffalo Bills. Okay? If there's anybody that should hate Brady more than anyone else in the world, it should be Bills fans. And a lot of Bills fans do. And I did for a very long time, until I came around. And he really won me over. He really did. In the last 5 years, Tom Brady has won me over the same way Bill Belichick has won me over. Bill Belichick, without a doubt, is top 3 greatest coaches of all time. Okay? But I'm going to tell you, give you a little something on Tom Brady. For everybody who sat there and said, oh, Tom Brady was the product of Bill Belichick. Let me tell you something. Look at what he's doing with Tampa Bay. And if that's not enough for you, go back and watch, I dare you to go back and watch Tom Brady's college career in Michigan. Guess what, folks? He was doing the same thing in Michigan that he did all those years in New England and all in the time that he's now on Tampa Bay. He was leading teams he was bringing the teams back from behind, winning football games, and having great comebacks. Okay? He was doing the same thing back then. And one could argue that, well, the first 3 years that the Patriots won the Super Bowl, who was the OC of New England? Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss is not a downfield type of offensive coordinator. He's a dink and dunk type of offensive coordinator. Quick slants, receiver screens, running back screens, and short pattern routes. They didn't let Tom Brady throw downfield and have the control that he has and do the things that he did up until about his 6th, 7th year in the league. They pretty much had him on a leash. Mahomes comes in, he's free to do what he wants because, Andy Reid knows what he had in Patrick Mahomes. They didn't know what they had in Tom Brady. Mahomes was a first-round pick. Brady was a 6th-round pick. And Tom Brady accomplished all of that. Who saw that coming? Can anybody honestly sit there and say that they saw Tom Brady coming the day he was drafted? I can't. Hell, I didn't even know who New England's backup was until Bledsoe got hurt. And then Tom Brady came in. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? My point is it's way too early to anoint Patrick Mahomes of anything other than the fact that he is a borderline great quarterback. And I say borderline great quarterback because it is of my opinion you have to show what you can do when you have a great team around you and what you can show when you don't have a great team around you. Okay? Brady has done that time and time again. He did it in New England and he's doing it in Tampa Bay. Okay? Mahomes is on a Super Bowl caliber team. Somebody please tell me I'm wrong. You don't think Travis Kelce would be Travis Kelce if Alex Smith's there? Of course he would. Still be doing the same thing. Mahomes gave him that little extra push that the Chiefs needed to get over and get into the Super Bowl and win. Again, I'm not saying he's not good. He's very good. Very good. But time will tell. So let me give you some stats, even though I'm not a stat person, okay? This is coming from NFLcomparison.com, okay? Regular season. Now, this is taking into account Brady's 20-year experience, Mahomes' 3-year experience. Regular season stats, games played. Tom Brady, 301, Patrick Mahomes, 46. The only way that those numbers get closer to each other is when Tom Brady retires and Mahomes keeps on playing. Game started. Tom Brady, 299, Mahomes, 46. Mahomes is yet to miss a game, which is good. Good for him. Wins as a starter in regular season. Tom Brady, 230, Patrick Mahomes, 38. Okay? Patrick Mahomes is on a great pace to eclipse that. Okay? He's at least almost a quarter of the way there. Losses as a starter. This is not good for Mahomes. Tom Brady, 69 losses in the regular season over his 20-year career. Patrick Mahomes, 3 years, already has 8. He's a quarter of the. Mahomes is a quarter of a way, is 1/4 or 3/4 away from matching that number. Ties as a starter, they're both 0. Winning percentage. Brady has a 76% winning percentage. Mahomes right now in his 3 years has an 82% winning percentage. These are regular season stats, by the way. Pass completions, I don't care about that. Passing attempts, don't care about that. I don't care how many times you throw the ball. Plus, those numbers are going to be skewed anyways because you're talking a quarterback throwing the ball for the past 20 years as opposed to a quarterback throwing the ball for 3 years. Doesn't work in Mahomes' favor. Completion percentage, Tom Brady 64%, Patrick Mahomes 66%. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is dominating in the statistics. And I'm not, passing yards. Again, right now this is still regular season. Tom Brady, 79,204. Patrick Mahomes, 14,152. Again, he is on pace to eclipse those records if he continues to have the success that he's been having. Touchdown passes. Tom Brady, 581. Patrick Mahomes, 114. Again, he's 3/4 of the way there. Touchdown percentages. Brady, 5.5. Mahomes, 6.6. Interception thrown. Tom Brady, 191. Mahomes, 24. Not that good for Mahomes in 3 years. Interception percentage, we don't care about. Game-winning drives. Tom Brady, 57. Patrick Mahomes, 57. Again, this is when you project these stats, the stats will tell you that Mahomes is well on his way to eclipsing a lot of these statistics. Assuming Tom Brady were to retire after this season, okay? Who knows what happens going into next year, but right now, these are the stats going into as of right now, and assuming that if Tom Brady were to retire at the end of the season, the statistics here clearly show that Mahomes is on his way to, if he continues to have that success, to catching Tom Brady in some of these records. Let's see here. Yards gained per pass completion. Tom Brady, 11.7. Mahomes, 12.7. Yards gained per game. Games played. Yard gains. Tom Brady, 263. That's an average. Patrick Mahomes, 307. QB rating. Remember, this is regular season I'm giving you so far. Regular season of Tom Brady's 20 years. Patrick Mahomes of his 3 years. QB rating. 97.3 Tom Brady. 108.7 for Mahomes. Game start. Playoff wins. Tom Brady, obviously, 33. Patrick Mahomes, 6. Mahomes is kicking ass, no question. Playoff losses, Tom Brady 11, Patrick Mahomes 1. We're now into playoff stats. All right, these are playoff stats, as I said. Tom Brady, games played, 44, Mahomes 7. Games started, 44, Mahomes 7. Playoff wins, 33 Brady, 6 Mahomes. Playoff losses, 11 to Tom Brady, 1 for Patrick Mahomes. What I'm literally doing, and you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, you are making the argument as to why Mahomes is that great. Yeah, I know. But right now, he's not, because he hasn't eclipsed anything yet. He hasn't caught Tom Brady in anything. He can lead in certain categories of winning percentage. That don't mean jack squat to me. Win 6 Super Bowls and then come talk to me. And that's my argument overall. Let's go back to this. Pass completions. Tom Brady, 1,805. Patrick Mahomes, 165. Pass attempts, who cares? Completion percentage in the playoffs. 62.5 Tom Brady, 65.5 Patrick Mahomes. Probably going, yeah, exactly, Chris. Mahomes is better. The statistics show it. Well, here's, again, go back to what I said earlier. Compare the first 3 years of Tom Brady's Super Bowl runs and Mahomes. Mahomes was on a Super Bowl tailor-made team. Tom Brady was not. That's good stuff. That's some good stuff right there. So yeah, in the first 3 years, because this is all you can go by with Mahomes, is his 3 years in the league and what he's done. And he's done remarkably well. Yeah, Mahomes, first 3 years, has had a better career than Brady's first 3 years in the league, other than the fact that Brady won 2 Super Bowls in his 3 years, and then won 3 Super Bowls in his 4 year. Passing yards, 12,248 Brady, Mahomes 2,054. Touchdown passes in playoffs, Tom Brady 80, Mahomes 17. Interceptions thrown, Tom Brady 38. That's over a 20-year period. So if you average that out, that's like 1.5, I think, per one interception per game. Mahomes 2. Quarterback rating, 89.9 Tom Brady, 109.8 Mahomes. It's pretty, I certainly will sit here and say that, for all you Mahomes fans out there, I certainly will say that I have made the case to prove that Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. However, I'm not making that case. I'm simply stating that, again, statistics can be misleading. What do we take away from statistics? It's real simple. Oh, view results. So I didn't click on this. Let's check this out. Who do you think is the better player? Vote. See? Even vote. Who do you think is the better player? And I'm assuming that this is for the Super Bowl or as of right now. Patrick Mahomes, 53%, 403 votes. Tom Brady, 47%, 356 votes. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because I've seen it, and I'm 43 years old. I've seen it all the time in this league when quarterbacks come in and they're highly touted. And they come in and they have instant success in today's NFL. Let's not also forget that 20 years ago, the game was different than it is now. Okay, now the NFL is more, well, I got a word for it, but I can't use that. I don't want to use it yet until I know that I'm not going to be shut down. But the game is more sissy. You can barely touch the quarterbacks, okay, without getting penalized and fined, all right? I don't think Mahomes would have survived as a quarterback in the 90s when the Bills were playing. I certainly don't think he would have survived or been as good as he was back in the early 2000s when Brady started his career. Maybe, maybe not, okay? But my point is, it's too damn early to anoint Patrick Mahomes as the GOAT, or even say that he is the next GOAT. You see, analysts will sit there and say that because they like to incite controversy. They like to create chaos. They love to do that because that's what they do. That's their job. They, on one side, want to make fans happy, while on the other side, they want to get fans pissed off because they want the two sides to go at it with each other. And that's not even talking about the analysts' personal opinions, which is what they give. It's all, everything is opinionated now. Opinionated driven sports media. Well, my thing is this. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the GOAT. I think he will end up being one of the best quarterbacks, maybe top 10 of all time. Time will tell. We don't know. It's hard to say that, I remember way back in the day when I was a kid, there a quarterback coming out of the University of Miami, highly touted quarterback, Gino Torretta. Everybody thought Gino Torretta was going to be, the next Dan Marino. Bust. Everybody thought, what was it, 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, there was a kid coming out of Texas A&M, I think it was. No, or Mississippi A&M. Mr. Football, Johnny Manziel. He was going to be the next, Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, or whatever. How'd that work out for him? Everybody thought Michael Vick was going to be the greatest quarterback of all time, coming out of Virginia Tech. He was a good quarterback. How many Super Bowl wins does he have? 0. As good as Michael Vick was, he was never on a Super Bowl caliber team. His skills and his skills alone weren't enough to get them into the Super Bowl and to get them a Super Bowl win. Okay? Same with Randall Cunningham. Same with Johnny Manziel. I'll dare say the same will be said for Baker Mayfield. Josh Allen, I don't know. I think at some point the Bills are going to crack the Super Bowl. Whether they win or not, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is on a caliber-made Super Bowl team. You put any of those quarterbacks that I named on that team, they probably have the same success. Especially Tom Brady. Okay? There's only 2 GOATs right now. There's only 2 GOATs, greatest of all time, that I'm putting at number 1 and number 2. Number 1, Tom Brady. Number 2, Peyton Manning. Why? Not because of their statistics, but because they both have Super Bowls with 2 different teams. And I think come next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, Tom Brady is going to win his 7th Super Bowl. Because he's been there, he's done that, he knows what's at stake. He will have that team ready. Even though Mahomes and the Chiefs won it last year, I just think they're living on borrowed time. That team is going to fall back down to earth. And this is my opinion, okay? I don't have stats to back this up. I'm giving you my opinion. I do the eye test because, as I said, I'm not a stat guy. I'm not a statistic guy. I am a longevity guy. I look at the way they play, how the game's played, and I say right now, the first 3 years of Mahomes compared to the first 3 years of Brady, you got to take into account that the game has changed. The league has changed. You can't even touch the quarterbacks now. Okay? It's made easier for quarterbacks now to play in this league than it ever was. And Mahomes is the poster boy for that. Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of football. He is clutch. When the game's on the line and you got to have it, 9 times out of 10, Tom Brady is going to come through and win it for you. Mahomes, yeah, they were down 24 points, whatever, 17 points to San Francisco in the Super Bowl last year. They came back and they won it. But look who San Francisco quarterback was. Garoppolo. Really? Come on. Give me a break. Who was their coach last year? Shanahan, first year head coaching? Man, they're playing on enthusiasm and excitement. New coach, new quarterback. Oh, we're all excited. They had a Hall of Fame quarterback across the field, Andy Reid. Mahomes was NFL ready to come into play when he left Texas Tech. So, again, I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is not a bad quarterback. He is a good quarterback. Right now, if Patrick Mahomes were to retire, I would say, yeah, he is the greatest quarterback to have ever played in only 3 years. But for analysts to sit there and say that, oh, well, if he wins the 2nd Super Bowl, he'll be the first quarterback in history to win 2 Super Bowls in only 3 years of his career. I don't care. Get to 6 and then we'll talk. When you talk about statistics, again, I don't care. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes has a QB rating higher than Tom Brady. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring. Would anybody call him a great quarterback? No, but he's got one. Brad Johnson has a Super Bowl ring with Tampa Bay a long time ago. Is anybody mentioning his name as one of the great quarterbacks? No. But he's got one. And statistic-wise, I just think it's too early. I'm sorry. I just think it's too early to anoint Patrick Mahomes as the GOAT. And if there are commentators or analysts or journalists or broadcasters out there that are saying this kind of stuff, you're a bunch of jackasses. I mean, just use your eyes, your common sense, okay? You have to allot Mahomes the amount of time that Brady has been in the league, okay? Now, should Mahomes do that? Should he get 6 Super Bowls or more? Well, then, yeah, without question, he is going to be the greatest. Let's just say Mahomes eclipses all the statistics, all the records that Tom Brady holds, but doesn't even get 5 Super Bowls. Are we calling him the greatest of all time? No, because he doesn't have 6 Super Bowls. And ultimately, when you're judging quarterbacks as who is the greatest, yeah, you take into consideration some stats. Stats do factor in a little bit, but ultimately it's Super Bowl wins. Okay? When you're talking NFL Hall of Fame, when you look at quarterbacks that have rings and quarterbacks that don't, again, it's debatable, but I always side with the quarterback that has the more Super Bowl wins. And the stats to back it up. They gotta be good in not only the statistic category, but in the championship category too. And Tom Brady is that, has that, been there, done that. He is the GOAT. He is going to be the greatest. He is the greatest of all time. There will never be another Tom Brady. There will never be a dynasty like that ever again. He's the GOAT. And I really hope that Tom Brady wins his 7th Super Bowl. Because I think that'll bring the Chiefs back down to earth. It'll bring all the hype about Mahomes back down to earth. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit. But again, I do not agree with the notion that he is the next upcoming Tom Brady. He is the next GOAT, or will be the GOAT if he wins his 2nd Super Bowl. That is absurd. Again, just look around the sports world. Everybody said that about Mario Lemieux, was going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. Everybody said that about Sidney Crosby, was going to be the next Wayne Gretzky. You know, everybody's talking about Connor McDavid could be the next Wayne Gretzky. Everybody wants to see somebody be the next Wayne Gretzky. Everybody wants to see the next person, the next young up-and-coming talent be the next Michael Jordan. Folks, there will never be another Michael Jordan. There will never be another Wayne Gretzky. And the sure as hell will never be a Tom Brady. Just like the Buffalo Bills going to 4 straight Super Bowls. That is never going to happen. Ever. Ever. Win or lose, irregardless. And that's a sore subject for me. That's a very sore subject. But you know, again, this is my opinion, folks, and this is why I call this channel Anything Football, because we could talk about anything. You can give your opinions on anything. You can make your arguments. You can throw all the stats you want at me, and we'll debate it. We'll talk about it. I'll cover it. You know, this is what it is. Everything football, anything goes, except for fantasy. I think if you're in fantasy league, I've already given my thoughts on that in the first video. If you're in fantasy league, I think you're a loser. I love the sport. That's what I do. So there you have it. That is my take on Brady versus Mahomes. I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl. My prediction is going to be, I will say, Tampa Bay 28, Chiefs 24. That is my Super Bowl prediction going into next week. That might change. I don't know. But I do hope Tom Brady wins. I am pro Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay. They're a good team. They're an upcoming team. They're a good team. Yeah, I'm anti-Chiefs fan. Yes, I have a bias towards the Chiefs because they waxed Buffalo Bills last week in the AFC Championship game. I think Buffalo will get its revenge next season, though. But that's for a conversation for another day. So, having said that, I want to thank everybody. If you're going to be listening to this or watch this, thank you. If you like this, again, hit that like button, smash it, subscribe, smash that like button. I want to build this channel, folks, and I want as many followers as possible. Okay, so help me out. Again, quality of video will get better as time goes on. I'm still new to this. I'm learning as I go. The one thing that I'm not new to is the game of football, and I will always give my opinions, right or wrong. I will give you my thoughts on things. We will talk about things. For next Monday, I'll be doing shows Monday and Fridays for right now, for the foreseeable future. That will change eventually. My location of my studio, where I'm broadcasting now, is going to change, and I am broadcasting out of Buffalo, New York. Eventually, that will move that, and I might be doing more videos weekly. But for right now, videos on Monday and Fridays only, and we'll talk about the latest things. Next week, we will definitely, I know I said today I was going to cover the Super Bowl, but I'm going to wait till next Friday to do that. Next Monday, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I think I might cover the AFC Championship game, because as a Bills fan, I got my reasons why Kansas City manhandled the Buffalo Bills as easily as they did. And I think I might discuss that next Monday. So, once again, my name is Chris. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help me out here. You know, let's come together as a football family where I benefit. And hopefully, we get this show out there for everybody to see and everybody to hear. And I think it'll be a good thing. Again, if you want to make a comment, leave a comment below the YouTube. If you want to message me, if you want to put something on Facebook, you can find me at Chris Gallivan, Gallivan. That's my name on Facebook. If you want to tweet at me, you can tweet at Chris Gallivan5. Leave me some comments, your thoughts, criticisms, whatever you want. Believe me, I'm not going to attack anybody out here on this channel. If you want to come out here and say, you're just an idiot, Chris, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, here's my take on it here, go ahead and do that. That's what this is about. Anything football. Anything you got about football, and you want to talk about it, or you want me to talk about it, let me know. All right? Give me the heads up, and we'll do it. We'll certainly do it. So, having said that, I want to thank everybody for listening to this video, watching this video. Certainly want to thank my family, my wife in particular, for giving me the time to do this. But this is fun. I enjoy this. This is great. And this is a great way to get my opinions out there, to get your opinions heard and talked about, and we can have some fun with all this. So I will see all of you Monday. During this pandemic, I hope everybody stays safe, stay healthy. Have a great weekend, and don't drink too much, and enjoy your life. Be happy, be healthy, live life. Take one day at a time, like I do. And hopefully today will be good, and tomorrow will be even better. For right now, that's it for me. I am out of here. God bless all of you. Take care. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys Monday.